Chess Trophy between SuperTech, captained by Anshul Srivastav, and OiLSERV Risers, captained by Akhilesh. Our match officials, Shahbaz Wali and Harish. Tournament organizer Vinit Deshpande and Akash, my co-commentator in this tournament. Harish will give the coin to, sorry, Shahbaz is giving the coin. Anshul will call in the front. Yes, Akhilesh call. Tail is the call and tails is the call. Anshul, you want the toss? What do you want to do?
We'll bat first.
A tournament of mixed emotions, some glorious moments, some not so glorious moments. How do you look yourself at this game?
We look pretty positive in this game. We wanted to play the championship cup, but was not in our luck. But still, we are up for the challenge for this finals.
And how's the team shaping up for this? You have your full strength tonight?
Yeah, we are playing the same team who plays in the same finals, so we are up for the challenge.
Anyway, thank you. And all the best for that. We have Akhilesh from OiLSERV. Akhilesh, happy with the decision to...
Yeah, I'm happy actually. I would have chosen the ball first if I would have win the toss. So this is a good decision in favor of me, what we are thinking initially. I think this win will definitely help the bowlers, and we have more strength on the bowlers than the batsmen. So we want to utilize that first so that we can restrict them as low as possible and then target our batting lineup for that.
The league stage wasn't as what you wanted. You had all losses came in, and then one good win and find yourself playing the Achievers finals.
Yeah, right. So we had a lot of discussion when we came into match, all the matches actually. And then last match we got the combination right, and we know how to chase any target. So that's what we worked on, and hopefully we'll do the same in the same match also.
Anyway, thank you. All the best. That's the news from the centre. Anshul winning the toss, and he's decided to take first strike. More action coming in the next few minutes. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Achievers Trophy of the Oil and Gas Premier League Season 2. This is the game between OiLSERV Risers and SuperTech. SuperTech captain Anshul Srivastava winning the toss and electing to take first strike. Akhilesh Bengre to open the bowling for OiLSERV. Man on strike, Ajil Suresh. Chance of a catch, first ball. Falling short of the fielder at slipped. Bruno partnering Ajil. So first runs on the board. Change in strategy. Abbas Ansari usually opens the innings, has decided to drop down the order. And must be hoping that he comes in at a time when the ball's not doing much and he can take a crack at the bowling. Akhilesh operating with a new ball. Bruno plays it with not much feet movement, just hand and eye coordination, plays the ball back towards the bowler. This is the power play, so only 2 men allowed outside the circle. So you have a man at extra covers and a man at long off. Other than that, there's a man at slip, there's a man gully, point covers, short covers, a man at mid on and a man at mid wicket. That's your field inside the circle. Chips it in the air towards the left of Vineet at short covers. By the time the ball is fielded, another run scored, so one more run to the total. Score moves on to 2. And Bruno 2 off the mark with a single. Both the batsmen slightly streaky shots, but nonetheless both of them are still at the center.
One of the best cricketing venues in UAE, the Eagles Cricket Ground, and it's been organized by Vineet Deshpande. We would like to thank all our sponsors, Head and Checks, KSB, Quick Heart.
Sam shaping away from the batsman. Ajil letting the ball going through, wanting to make sure that whatever they don't take too many risks with the ball just nipping around a bit. Akhilesh is known for his craftsmanship of bowling the ball both ways. He bowls a couple of them outside the off stump and then brings one back in. At the moment has decided to operate by taking the ball away from the batsman. He's just given away 2 runs of the first 4 balls. And that's what we were talking about, drawing the batsman into a stroke. Well, lucky for him, there is no edge found. The ball nestling into the keeper's gloves. So we have a look at the rest of the lineup of SuperTech. Anshul Srivastava, captain. Jaideep Odrani, Deepak Odrani, Sobraj, Ansar Ahmed, Venkateshwaran Jayakumar, Vivek Kumar Yadav, Norman Ronald Fernandez, Ranjit, and Adilur Rahman. Last ball of the first over. Another booming drive, but no edge whatsoever. End of a fantastic over. Any bowlers wish that you start bowling nipping around and have the batsmen all at sea. 2 for the loss of no wicket at the end of first over.
Both these batsmen are not going to stop. If they get loose deliveries, they're going to go for it and score the runs needed for his team.
Firoz to bowl the second over for his side. Slightly warmer conditions now compared to what was there in the morning. The breeze is still around, not as heavy as it was earlier in the day. It has started, still good enough for the bowler to make good use of it. The ball being new, same field set still. Asking for an edge, and yes it is. Bruno, no feet whatsoever, edges this one to the keeper, and the first strike. Bruno caught behind. For 1 of 2 balls. And brings is out by caught by Arun of the bowling of Firoz, brings Ansar Abbasi to the center.
This one was a good delivery. Beaten by pace, Ganesh.
2 for 1 brings Ansar Ahmed Abbasi on strike. He's not had a good tournament by his standards. He's been out, he scored a few runs, but he's been out quite early. Last game he was out the first ball.
Once again, drifting away from the right-hander.
There's a wide
Given by
to
the umpire.
so one more run added. Score moves on to 3.
Both the batsmen Ganesh Veeran and Sahir Kadir in the middle.
The intention correct, but you just need to make sure you're bowling within the lines. It's more better if you're bowling on and around the off stump. Batsman has to see that again, no feet movement whatsoever, and this is what you need to capitalize on. String in a few dot balls, build a pressure, and then probably induce one to go into the hands of the keeper or the man at slip who's been stationed. So you got to make use of those positions that you have your men stationed. Again, inviting the drive, but this time being called a wide. Firoz not happy with that. But yes, he's bowled it outside the tram line, so he will be penalized. Again, needs to keep it closer to the stumps. He is having much brighter chances with the ball being closer to the stumps for that nick to be gobbled up by the keeper or the man at slip. Much better. This is what we're talking about. And yes, it is a slip in place, feet not moving, and just the start that OiLSERV risers were looking for. A double strike in a space of 8 deliveries.
Block hole. Sahir wanted to defend that.
Rather, in a space of 2 deliveries. He's bowled 2 legal deliveries, given away 2 runs and taken 2 wickets. OiLSERV risers, a much better side coming into the knockouts. They had lost all their 4 games in the league phase, but now a well-oiled machine that is operating here.
Fielded on his follow-through and lows. Once again, dot ball. 2 drop deliveries to start his second over.
Usually in the finals, the team that bats wins the toss, elects to bat first, and SuperTech did it. But
And there is long off.
at the hindsight, is this a decision that is going to go into favor of OiLSERV risers? We'll be getting to know in the next few hours, where we see Norman Ronald Fernandez into the center.
Sahir wanted to play that on the onside, missing the line.
While we see a couple of wickets fall in here in the
And what a good delivery to dismiss.
as Norman, this much better, moved his feet, saw that the ball was way away from his off stump, decided not to fiddle with it. The news from the championship game is that Petrofac is 13 for 2, whereas SuperTech here is 4 for 2, and asking for another caught behind. More an appeal of enthusiasm than conviction. They all went up in this on much better lines. This is what operating the new ball is all about, to have the ball nip around a bit, and with the batsman not using much of their feet, they're always going to be a candidate for a catch, or if they miss the line, probably could be LBW or bowled. These are this time a full toss played down towards mid-on, fielded by the fielder with his boot, 1 run. A rare loose delivery. Norman wanting to make good use of it, just manages to get off the mark with that single. Score moves on to 5, and at the end of 2 overs, 5 for 2, a brilliant start for OiLSERV risers, and not so happy one. They need for SuperTech, who will need a few of the batsmen to come forward and play a better innings.
He joins his partner Ganesh in the center. He's the man of the hour, the player of the tournament from the previous season of the Oil and Gas Premier League. He's in middle, too early. Two big wickets falling inside the power play. This is still the third over.
Akhilesh to continue. Over number 3, 5 for 2. Again, squaring them up. They SuperTech batsmen have entered the field with frozen feet. They're not accounting for the line of the ball. They are not moving their feet. This is not good signs. Giving OiLSERV risers the initial advantage.
That's the power, that's the class of
Is that the one? Yes, it is number 3. And this time Akhilesh is the one who's amongst the wickets. And Norman Fernandez is also out for a single score.
the boundary on the first ball that he's faced. Opened his account with the boundary. And
Ajil Suresh out for 1 of 4 balls. Bruno out 1 of 3. Sorry, Ajil Suresh not out 1 of 4. Bruno out 1 of 3. And Norman Fernandez out 1 of 5.
defensively played that ball and straight to the cover fielder.
Ansar Ahmed was the one who couldn't get off the mark.
Sensible batting by Jeevan. And he's played that to mid-off. Good collect and directed, could be in trouble. But it's not hit and he's safe. So that brings an end to the third over in this game. Petrofac a 19 for the loss of 2 wickets.
5 for 3 is what SuperTech is at the moment in 2.2 overs. And the field now further up. We have the man is still. We got a short cover. They got a silly middle. Plays it towards the right of the man at gully. The man at point doing the chasing. And 2 runs to the total. Good start by Jaideep. It was outside the off stump. Shaping away, and he just managed to bring his bat towards it and send it towards the man at short third. Still a slip in place. Akhilesh is bowling well. He needs to, it's a bowling shot, bowl it up to the batsman as he's been doing. With not much feet movement by these batsmen, they are always going to be in trouble with the ball nipping around. The conditions still helpful for the bowlers with the wind blowing to a left to right is always going to naturally take the ball away from the right-hander when you're bowling in from the desert end. Asking for another one, but more a one of hope than realistic. 7 for 3. Akhilesh to continue to Jaideep. Chances his arm going towards the boundary, and the ball wins the race. So the first boundary for SuperTech, managing to find a bit of voice. Not a convincing stroke, but nevertheless will bring him some confidence. He moves on to 6 of 3. Akhilesh to continue 11 for 3. They're into double digits now. Chance of a catch for the man. It slips, reacts a bit late, and the ball going towards the third man boundary. So back-to-back boundaries. Is this the luck that they were looking for? The man stationed for that. He was a bit late in reacting. The man there was stationed for that, but couldn't hold on to that. 4 more runs to the total, so goes on to 15. 14 for the loss of 3 wickets. Field being amended a bit. The man at Firoz to continue. Is bowling to Ajit outside the off stump. With a dot ball. In the air, man stationed at long off for that kind of a shot, but so far landing quite in front of him. So the single being added. Score moves on to 16. Brings Jadip on to strike. Firoz bowling to him for the first time. Edges this one towards the man at third man. A single. Score moves on to 17. "17 for 3. Another good ball outside the off stump, inviting the batsman, bowling from the fourth or fifth stump, off stump line, and shaping it away, hoping that the batsman is going to nibble at one. A couple of them have done earlier and paid the price. So far, Ajil and Jaideep have survived that. Playing to his man at point, rather gully, no run there. Score remains on 17. Plays it towards mid-on, the fielder there, trying to field it with his feet. Unable to do that, and the on drive gets him his first boundary. Ajil moves on to 6 of 9. Score moves on to 21, slightly fuller this time on the pads. And he's dispatched it towards the mid-on boundary. So 21 for 3 at the end of 4.
6.25 at the moment. And in the bowling department, it will be Elders to continue his third over. 2 overs for 8 runs, 2 wickets already. Outside the off stump and missed by the keeper. They wanted to go for a single but refused by Jeevan. Don't need to take those risky singles at such a time. So dot delivery to start the 5th over.
4 gone. Akhilesh to continue. They have the pressure on the batsman. They're slowly starting to release that. This partnership already 16 of 10 balls. Jaideep on stairs, on strike. Akhilesh to bowl. Again, no feed. Playing from where he's standing. It is the time that they get him out and put pressure on SuperTech, who already under pressure as of now.
2 boundaries, 2 cracking boundaries.
Again, poking at that one towards the third man area. Gets a single. Score moves on to 22.
Strike rotate once again by Jeevan.
He moves on to 12 of 7 with the 2 boundaries.
Now. Score for Petropac 27 for 2. This is the 5th overs play in progress. Power play still going on. 2 fielders deep on the boundary, a long off and third man.
Akhilesh to Ajil. Plays it towards gully, no run. Again, squaring the batsman. They're quite late in picking up the length or the line that's coming up, but so far both these batsmen are still surviving.
Keeping the pressure of the two early wickets that's fallen down. All he got to do is rotate the strike, keep the scoreboard ticking. Jeevan on the other end looks pretty much confident. Player of the big match. Change of pace this time, straight to the cover fielder. And Jermaine to field that ball.
22 for 3, 4.3 completed. Fourth ball of the fifth over. Plays a bit late.
Out of the 5 balls that Elders has bowled, what a spell.
Gets the inner edge onto his pads, rolls over to short point, no run there. 22 for 3.
Short of length delivery, played on the back foot, and the quick single taken. So what an amazing spell over here for Elders.
22 for 3.
11 runs, 2 wickets to his name.
Onto the pads, there's one man at short mid-wicket, mid-wicket rather. By the time he feels a single being taken, score moves on to 23. Last ball of the over coming up. Bringing the third man inside the circle and sending the man from mid-on back to the boundary. Pokes at this one, wanting a single, and a bit of miscommunication, but in the end managing to sneak that single off. 3 runs coming off that over. 24 for 3 at the end of 5 overs. Akhilesh Bengre 3 overs, 15 runs and 1 wicket. Firoz has got 2 overs, 9 runs and 2 wickets.
Outside edge this time, and a diving effort by the keeper, but unable to collect that ball. So a run taken on the first delivery itself. Stanley to continue his second over.
Firoz to continue. He is bowling to Jaideep with a couple of fielders in catching. This time over pitching this one, and he sends this over the cover fielder. We need the fielder there. By the time the ball is fielded, a couple of runs added to the total. Score moves on to 26.
Even this time plays that through the covers. There was a fielder in position, a diving effort, but that was not enough to stop that ball. And that ball crosses the boundary fence for another 4 runs. So Jeevan moves on to 14 with that boundary. And petrol fact goes
Foolish delivery again accesses the third man area for a single. Score moves on to 27. He moves on to 16.
next delivery coming up.
Another one fishing outside the off stump, but beaten all ends up. Another dot ball.
Once again after hitting a fabulous boundary on the previous delivery.
5.3 completed, 27 for 3. Just a couple of 3 more balls before the end of power play. This time decides to go full onto the stump legs, and Ajil sends this crashing towards the mid-wicket boundary, but holds up before it. So 3 runs added to the total. And some stroke lobs this one, but the ball just holding up before reaching the fence. So score moves on to 30 for 3 at the end of 5.4. Another couple of balls before the power play ends. Interesting to see what sort of a tactic OiLSERV will use after the power play, and whether they'll open the field up as again Jaideep being beaten outside the off stump, but the good news for them is he's still in the center. Plays this one towards covers. Misfield there. 2 more runs added. End of the power play. 32 for 3. Have a look at the scorecard. Ajil Suresh batting 10 of 14 with 1 boundary. Bruno out 1 of 3. He was caught by Arun of the bowling of Feroz. Ansar came in, caught by Umair, bowled Feroz for naught. Norman Ronald caught Arun, bowled Akhilesh Bengre for 1. And Jaideep Odrani batting 18 of 12 with 2 boundaries, 2 extras to the total. Start of the 7th over, Akhilesh to continue. He wants to finish off his spell when he's on a high. A dot ball to start the over. With the field restrictions being taken off, we still are seeing only 3 men outside the circle. He's still managing to keep the slip on. He's got a man at covers, he's got a man at point, he's got a man at short covers. Is that a chance of a catch? No, asking for a stumping, but umpire, square leg umpire unmoved. Another dot ball. Both these batsmen knowing that this is Akhilesh's last over, and probably they can cash in on the rest of the bowlers that will come to follow. As of now, Akhilesh is bowling a steady line and length. He's hardly given away much away. He's 15 runs of the 3.3 he's bowled so far. So just another 3 balls, and this time drives it down towards long off for a single. Score moves on to 33.
So 6 overs done, power play is finished. Petrofac are 42 for 2. Already they have moved their current run rate almost to 7 runs and over. Ganesh playing on 13 not out. Jeevan on 15 not out. New bowler into the attack is Manish Vipani. He'll be bowling his first over in this game. And on strike will be Jeevan.
Akhilesh going on the back foot and playing that one. Goes towards backward square leg. There's a single there. Score moves on to 34. Last ball of Akhilesh's spell in this tournament. Coming up. Has had a good tournament so far. Bowled with a new ball on all occasions.
Take any run on that first delivery. Lighted ball. Let that ball go alone to the keeper.
34 for 3.
Till the end. Not taking any chances there.
Last ball.
So back-to-back dot ball.
Plays it towards gully. There's no run there. End of the over. 4 overs, 17 for 1.
And he's dispatched that outside the boundary. He was waiting for that loose delivery, Jeevan. And he's hit that outside the fence, I think. Maximum is the signal from the umpire. First 6 coming in for Petrofac. And that comes from the bat of Jeevan. 48 for 2.
Akhilesh Bengre as of now is 4th on the list. He's played 6 matches with 9 wickets.
And not interested in taking a
A
single.
wicket
He wants to
behind
hit
Rais
the 12
Usmani and Ram Krishna.
He knows that
But the man who is leading the
he plays.
bowling charts for his 12 with 12 wickets is Jaydeep Odrani, who at the moment is at the center scoring some runs for his side.
Single run taken now. Flighted delivery on the pads and no run taken. So that's the end of the over.
The first change coming up, Amal Leelama is the man replacing Firoz, who had bowled 3 overs. With the field restrictions away, he's got more protection outside. Amal to bowling to pushes him on the back foot. Doesn't manage to complete the fielding of his own bowling. Gives a single, score moves on to 35. Plays it towards Gully, the fielder there, misfields, but the man at point does the field from covers, runs around. By the time he fields, 2 more runs added, score moves on to 37. So slowly this partnership is growing in confidence. They are now the 32 of 30 balls, trying to steady the ship that was rocked early in the first 2 overs of the game. Rather in the first 2.2 overs where they lost 3 wickets. But since then, these two have held their nerves. It needs to be seen how long can they hold on to the nerves and how far can they get their side on. Much better ball, driving, inviting the batsman to drive, but the ball just
Single taken. This single brings up the 50
as
runs for Petrofac.
on many occasions in this game, the ball has missed the bat and gone into the keeper's gloves.
And a partnership is getting built over here.
This time going away from the stumps and Amal following him. And this is what is good to see when you have a good new ball pair who bowls and nips the ball around. And then your one change bowler comes who's got a bit of pace, who bowls short of length. He's not predictable. He has the ability to bowl a bit short, bowl it up. This time wavering down leg side, will be called for a wide. This time wanting to use his shoulder, but probably missed the mark and gives away 2 runs. Score 38 for 3 in 7.3. Jaydeep on strike. Plays this towards Gully, and by the time the fielder does the fielding, Adil is quick to steal that single, and score moves on to 40. Amal facing bowling to Ajil, and this time will be called for a wide. Arun, the wicketkeeper, just going up, trying to distract the umpire, but not to be.
The runs coming nice and easy in singles at the moment. Both these batsmen are comfortable enough taking the single run. They know the
Plays it towards short covers, no run there.
they don't want to miss out on the singles and doubles as well.
Last ball of the 8th over coming up. This tournament sponsored by Hedge and Sachs, KSB Skywalkers and Quick Art, as Ajil places from the back foot towards long on for a single. 8 overs completed, 42 for the loss of 3 wickets.
So Ayaz into his first over.
As we'll see another bowling change coming up. Umair, the bowler, who had already got a catch to his credit when he took the catch of Abbas Ansari.
The fine leg fielder. A throw directly could be finding good over by Ayaz comes to an end. Not leaved out any boundary in this over. Manish Dipani now back into the attack.
.42 for 3. Chance of a catch at short third, and Akhilesh drops that one. First ball could have been a first ball wicket for Umair rather. Akhilesh is captain not supporting them, and the catch dropped. Ajil was batting on 14, but this time Umair had to do it on his own. Jaideep going back to a foolish delivery, and in the end sees his stumps back. So the fourth wicket down. Jaideep Odrani bowled for 21 of 16, 43 for 4.
Way outside the off stump. Missing out on his line completely. Wide is the signal given by the umpire. Went on the back foot and played that towards mid-on. Good fielding effort there by the fielder. A single run allowed. The G1 comes back on strike. He'll be facing Manish Dipani. Square leg, mid-wicket, long on, deep on the boundary. Goes on the back foot and flicks that ball towards mid-wicket.
Captain Anshul Srivastava comes to the center, and Umair starts off with the wide against him, so one more run added. It's 44 for 4 in 8.2, and the resolute partnership being broken, a quick single being taken, a run out being affected, but the batsman well and truly home. 45 for 4. Anshul Srivastava off the mark with that single. .38-run partnership broken with the dismissal of Jaideep. And Anshul on strike. He's coming and joining his partner Ajil, who's just seen the back of 4 batsmen in front of him as a wide ball being bowled. 2 more runs added. Score moves on to 47. 8 extras in the innings so far. Again, Ajay Anshul, another one of those, again, without moving much of his feet, is trying to fish for the ball.
Previous over by Ayaz and this one by Manish. No boundaries conceded.
8.4 overs completed. There's a shot going over the man at gully. The man at third man doing the fielding. 1 run completed. Last ball of the over coming up. This is the 9th over, and 1 more over to be bowled from the Desert Road end. And when we come back after that, asking for an LBW, not out. It is going to go way down leg side. The umpire uninterested. So a fruitful over for OiLSERV Risers. They gave away 6 runs and managed to get the wicket of Jaideep Odrani, who was there. He scored some runs, but in the end saw his stumps being broken. 9 gone, 48 for 4. OiLSERV Risers have a much better hold on this game than they had in the league phases of this tournament. Amal to continue.
At the moment, happy to take singles in this big finals. There's no need
Anshul plays this towards Gully and a quick single being taken. Score moves on to 49.
Ganesh plays that towards the square leg fielder and a quick single taken once again. So Ganesh also making sure that he's
Cuts this one but missed by the batsman. Lucky for the keeper, it bounced in front of him and he didn't let it go away from him. So score remains on 49. We're in the 10th over. Another 4 more balls and we could have the drinks break and the side change. Wait for the umpire. He deems it as a legal ball. Much better line. Again, making the ball do the talking. You have the breeze and taking to it advantage. Pitch it on and outside and take the ball away. The ball's moving in that direction. Quick single, trying to affect a run out, but the umpire unmoved. Doesn't even bother calling the third eye. So 50 coming up in 9.4 overs.
It is the signal given by the umpire. So runs coming in the form of extra as well. Current run rate moving on 6.74 at the moment. This is
Surely not looking that comfortable. He's stretching his legs, probably must be having a cramp or so. He's the man behind the scenes out here for this tournament, doing a lot of running around. You just have a check on him. One more ball to go. Last ball of the 10th over. Slightly short. Plays this towards short square. Fielded by his legs. End of 10 overs. 53 for the loss of 4 wickets. The men out. Bruno for 1. Ansar for not. Norman for 1. Jaideep Odrani for 21. The 2 men at the centres. Ajil batting 16 of 28. And Anshul Srivastava 6 of 6. 8 extras to the innings.
after this, it will be the change of sides. Ganesh Jeevan to face this last delivery. Played that straight to the extra cover and between the two fielders into the gap. No chance for either of the fielders to stop that ball. What a super placement that is from Jeevan. That is the class of a batsman who is in form. And with that boundary, Petrofac are 69 for 2 at the end of 10 overs. Current run rate of 6.90. So they have recovered well after the 2 early wickets falling down inside the power play. Jeevan playing not out on 34 of 20 balls, 4 boundaries and a maximum to his name. And Ganesh Veeran supporting him well. 19 of 31 balls, 1 boundary hit by him so far.
9 extras in the inning so far. Score moves on to 54. Another wide. 10 extras in the inning so far. This reaches double figures. Umair trying to put that extra effort, but at the moment is faltering down, bowling down the leg side. He's got to take into account that the wind is blowing from left to right. So the ball's naturally going to come into the batsman unless he has the capability of taking it away from the batsman. Has a man at mid wicket. Wouldn't be a bad idea if you have a man at straightish mid wicket. Probably invite the batsman to play a bit straighter down. Plays it towards long off for a single. Score moves on to 57.
Big shot coming in. There was a fielder placed exactly for that shot, but that was played above his
Again down leg side and keeper missing that one. So one extra run resulting in 2. And score moves on to 59. So just 2 balls being bowled and 6 runs have already been scored. And that's not good signs. You need to control those extras because that will keep you for more longer time onto the field, onto the pads.
fielding. Good throw in return. But Jeevan
Leg byes, score moves on to 60. This partnership already beating 17 of 13 balls.
flighted delivery by Jermaine.
70 for 3.
Boxing the batsman here.
Nearly playing it onto his thumbs. Unsure.
Third delivery of the over.
This is what he needs to do. Keep it outside the off stump.
On the pad this time, flicked it nicely, but easily going for the first one, and they'll be satisfied with that single. Jeevan would like to keep the strike with him.
Another wide.
Easily capable of hitting those big shots.
Score moves on to 61.
Stays on the strike. Better for Team Petrofac. In the air, and he's played that
This time plays it towards the right of man at extra covers. 1 run completed, and by the time the fielder does the fielding, another run added to the total. Score moves on to 63. The last ball of the 11th over coming up.
missing that ball completely, straight into the keeper's glove. Dot ball once again, and that's an end to the 11th over. So good over there by Jermaine as well. No big shots coming in that over.
Last ball of the 11th over coming up. Plays it towards short third. A single completed. End of the over. 64 for 4. ये ओवर में से 3-4 वाइड फेंका ना इसीलिए लंबा ओवर किया नहीं तो हम लोग उनसे थोड़ा आगे चले थे अबे यार ये इधर धूप बहुत है यार देखो उधर हाँ हाँ वो ऊपर ना Vineet Deshpande coming into ball for the first time. Slow one. And Anshul just managing to bring his bat down in time. It was a slow one. Looped up to him. Anshul comes down the wicket, converts it into a full toss, plays it towards long on for a single. Score moves on to 65.
This ball was in the air for a while, but the fielder deep on the boundary.
$65 for 4. This is the Achievers Trophy that these two teams are playing on alongside the other game, which is the championship going on the adjacent ground for this Oil and Gas Premier League Season 2. Beautiful ball, loops this one, and
Speed this time, and Jeevan places that ball straight above the head of the umpire, and two bounces into the long boundary.
65 for 4. Another one, full toss down the ground. Subbu, the fielder there. Another single added to the total. Score moves on to 66.
Quickly, he saw the flight given by Manish, and he accepted the challenge. He's gone for that shot, and the maximum it is 6 runs to Jeevan.
66 for 4. Down the ground. Is that going over the man? And Subbu takes it. Number 5. Not so smart shot by Anshul. Done the hard work of finding himself in. All he needed was to milk the bowling around for a few overs and then go full throttle. Decides to chance his arm. And a wicket in the first over for Vineet. His 5th ball. He manages to send the captain back out for 11 of 12. 11 of 13 rather. Subbu Parli, the man at long on. The tall guy with big bucket hands. Make sure that he takes that catch.
After 12 overs, the score reaches 83 for 2. Jeevan already on 44, 26 balls he's faced, and his partner Ganesh 22 of 37 balls. He's a bit slow in scoring, but doesn't matter. Jeevan is doing the rest. Current run rate of 6.92. Drifting on the pads and running the first run quick enough, and easily coming back for the second run also. So that's good running between the wickets. Jeevan moves on.
Adilur Rahman comes in to bowl the ball to face the last ball of the 12th over. 66 for 5, half the side in the hut. Problems plenty for SuperTech.
Single run played down to long
A man brought in at catching position.
Jeevan will be on strike now.
A slow one outside the off stump.
Second over.
End of the over. 66 for 5 at the end of 12.
Ganesh trying to go for the big
Ajil Suresh, who's been there from the word go, has seen 5 of his partners come and go. 66 for 5.
comfortably. He's 3 runs away from his half century in this final game. On the front foot, the mid-wicket fielder. Single run once again, moves on to 48 now. 2 more balls to go in the 13th over.
Firoz to continue, starts off with another wide.
Coming down the track, Ganesh, and he's played straight to long off.
67 for 5. In the air again. Subbu has another chance, and
First 5 deliveries in this over.
this time it's Achil who holds out to Subbu. Safe pair of hands and wickets in quick succession.
Flicks that ball once again towards mid-wicket.
Brings SuperTech into deeper trouble. They're now 67 for 6.
Petrofac are 90 for
Remember, these two teams, when they had met earlier, SuperTech had a comprehensive victory. But this time, the tables have been turned and OiLSERV at the moment having the upper hand. We're in the 13th over and 67 for 6 is what the score is. Ajil Suresh, the man, was finally dismissed for a laborious 18 of 33 balls.
End of 13 overs in this final game. First innings, Petrofac looking to give the target to COMPINES. They're 90 for 2 in the 13 overs played that is done. And Asif Saeed has been called into the bowling attack. He'll be bowling into Jeevan, who's on 49, 1 run away from his half century. Short ball, and he's played that towards the mid-wicket region. Fielder does well to collect that ball, one bounce, and with that single run, Jeevan moves on to 50, half century.
Deepak Odrani,
Another one in this tournament.
the man,
Super player he is, and
comes into the center, has a job on hand, needs to make sure that the scoreboard's clicking and make sure that not much is done as Firoz helping their cause. He's bowled another wide. He's bowled quite a few wides here.
Asif drifting away on the off stump.
68 for 6. Bowls it on the pads and Deepak helps this towards the fine leg boundary for score moves on to 72. Something to cheer for the SuperTech team and their supporters.
This one's played towards the cover region.
Firoz got 1 wicket, but he's aired in lines. He's not, rather, it's Firoz who had initially had some success. Onto the pads, is that going down leg side? He's played across the line. Always a candidate when you have your foot before the bat and across the line. Firoz might want to bowl it a little bit more outside off, so making sure that this time when it hits the pads, the batsman is caught in front.
So good diving effort there. And
Plays this towards short mid-wicket, a single being taken. Score moves on to 73. 2 more balls left in the 13th over.
afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are here with Bhupesh and Salman from Petrofac. We'll have, few questions being asked to these players. Their team is already in the finals and comfortably throughout the tournament.
Another good ball, inviting the drive. Adilur Rahman wanting to go over covers but makes no contact. 12.5 overs. Last ball of the 13th over coming up. This time drives it towards the left of the man at mid-off and 1 more run added. End of the over, 74 for 6 after 13.
Right. In the meantime, what we are seeing is Jeevan playing a fabulous shot that has gone outside the boundary line for maximum. So Jeevan keeps on hitting these smart shots and gets the maximum. So Salman bhai, what would you like to say about this entire tournament? How your experience been, and say something about your team as well.
We need to continue. Outside the off, some slow one, inviting the batsman. 74 for and this time plays it towards the man at short covers. No runs. So the first 2 balls are culminating into dots. Score moves on 74.
in some time. Thank you.
Puts his bat down in time. No run there.
So we have another player from SuperTech. Mr. Anshul is with us, so we'd like to have a quick word with him. So in this entire tournament, we have heard from many of the players that
74-6.
this brilliant tournament that is being organized by
That's the fourth ball. What a ball that was. Going straight on with the arm.
tournament. Definitely this is the second
And
time that you guys have been rolling.
Adil missing that one. He is 1 of 7.
Okay, Abhi, okay.
74 for 6. Fifth ball of the over. No run coming off this over so far. This time it's a single down to long on. Subbu, the tall man, doing the fielding there. He's already got 2 catches to his credit. 75 for 6, 13.5 gone.
What are the positives here
Last ball,
throughout this tournament?
Deepak sensing that there's an opportunity, sends this one crashing over the mid-wicket boundary. No protection there. End of over, 79 for 6. A good over, finally being mangled a bit with that boundary at the end of the over. 75 for 6 at the end of 14 overs.
So in the bowling department now, it is Jermaine Fernandez who's bowling his third over. He's only given 13 runs so far. Jeevan plays that towards the extra cover fielder, running the first run quick and easily coming back for the second run as well. He has the strength, he has the stamina, he has the fitness to run the singles and the doubles as well. At the same time, he can hit those big shots.
Arun comes into bowl. He had kept wickets for the first 14 overs, is now coming on to bowl.
Wild call by the umpire.
Current run rate of 5.64 can get them to 113. They would, at this moment, they would be happy to get to that, around that mark. They're 79 for 6 and 14.1.
And run added in the form of extra.
16 extras in this inning so far.
Coming down the track and placing that ball towards the gully region, opening the face of the bat at the very last minute. And Ganesh
Arun
is looking to come back.
tossing this one up and beaten.
Jeevan supports him well. So 3 runs added to the total. Jeevan moves on to 66 with these 3 runs and Petrofac, they are 113 for 2. They are in for a big target in this.
Plays this one towards cover boundary. There's a fielder there coming inside towards the 30-yard and fields the ball. One more run added. He moves on to 3 of 11. Score moves on to 80.
That's a super partnership. This is an inside-out shot played by Ganesh, and the fielder at long off does not have any chance to stop that ball.
Plays this to the right of mid-wicket. The bowler does the fielding, and by the time they fields, there's a single be taken. Score moves on to 81 for 6. 81 for 6.
Square leg fielder will field that ball and
And plays it back towards
not easily taken. What a good effort.
81 for 6. Last ball of the 15th over coming up.
15 overs done, Petrofac, a 120 for 2.
Wide is what the umpire will call this one. Yes, it is. Score moves on to 82. (82 for 6). Again called a wide, so one more extra run in the form of wide. He's just given away 2 runs off the bat, but 2 more runs of wides he'll have to re-bowl those ones. Plays it towards the man at short cover. End of the over, 15 gone. 83 for the loss of 6 wickets.
So into the bowling attack, it is Ayaz Ahmed for his third over. 2 overs for 14 runs already. Coming down the track, full toss delivery, above waist high, and that's a no ball signaled by the umpire. And with the no ball comes a free hit, and that is a boundary as well towards square leg, hit by Jeevan. Happily facing the free hit delivery as well.
We need to continue.
Once
Down the
again,
track, plays it towards wide of long off.
effort there by the long on fielder. Certainly saved the boundary there. On the free hits, shot selection was perfect by Jeevan.
2 more runs. Score moves on to 85.
Exactly in the gap. Score moves on.
Another over of 2 before SuperTech decide to go full throttle.
Ganesh this time plays towards the extra cover region and only a single run taken.
85 for 6.
Jeevan would like to keep the strike in this over. He's already batting on
Dot ball
71 runs of
outside the off stump.
8 balls he's
Slow one, trying to invite the batsman to play a drive. But Deepak against it. He is now 12 of 7 with 2 boundaries. In the air, brings the man a deep mid wicket in play. 1 more run added. Score moves on to 86.
on the leg side, and the keeper misses that ball. It would be a wide and it would be a boundary as well towards fine leg. So, welcome boundary, 14 Petrofac, and this over becoming suddenly an expensive over.
Slow one. Plays this towards extra cover. A single there. Score moves on to 87. Yorker ball, plays it back towards the batsman. Last ball of the over coming up. This is 6.
This time played towards the fine boundary and misfield there by the fielder there, and another boundary coming in. So 3 boundaries already in this.
In the air, Subbu the fielder. Is it number 3? Yes, it is. He's hobbling a bit after taking that catch, but has to make sure he's safe. 87 for 7 at the end of 16 overs. Deepak Kodhrani, the man out, is out for 13 of 10.
Timed correctly second run. He's given away his wicket, run out, and that's the third wicket falling down for Petrofac for the score of 137.
The fall of Deepak Odran, his wicket gets Venkateshwar and Jayaraman onto the center, but he's at the non-striker's end as Adil will take strike, who's batting 4 of 14, 4 overs to go. Plays this towards mid-wicket where the fielder there is kept halfway. Good bit of strategy by Arun and Achilles, the captain, knowing that the ball might not reach the fence. It's more better that they cut this off. Probably a catch might come down his throat. Wouldn't be a bad idea if Subbu goes a few steps front.
So the new batsman in the middle to join Jeevan is the captain of Petrofac, Jikesh. He'll be facing Ayaz. And the fifth delivery
Full
of the
toss,
over.
plays it towards long on. The man Subbu, who has had a good day in the field, has already taken 3 catches.
Time once again the ball drifting down the legs and it crosses the fine leg boundary for yet another 4 runs.
89 for 7. Plays this to his point. Is that a run out? Not sure. Wait for the umpire signal. Has he given him out? अगर ये गया तो 8वां विकेट है वो अभी अंपायर इतनी देर के बाद अभी सिग्नल कर रहा है
Ball to go in the
वहीं से
16th
सिग्नल
over.
करना
And this has been the most expensive over of the entire innings
देखो
so far.
देख वो तो तभी पता हो जाता है पहले and it's been given out. So the 8th wicket down for at the score of 89.
On strike. Goes on the back foot and plays that straight to mid-wicket. One bounce collected by the fielder and only a single run given there.
रिकॉर्ड कर
142 for 3. Jikesh plays that with soft hands towards the leg side. Fielder at square leg will
अभी वो
field that
उसको
ball.
तैयार करेगा 91 for 9.
What a good shot that is. Inside out, no fielder in the deep red. And the ball crossing the fence over the boundary line for a maximum.
लास्ट विकेट है ना जल्दी चेज भी करो फट 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 मार के चलो
क्या फायदा 7 पे दोनों खत्म होने से ना वो लंबा जाएगा गेम
बाद में प्रेजेंटेशन भी
हाँ अबे
जो प्रेजेंटेशन होगा ना सीधा केबल बिछा देंगे ना एचडीएम
17.5 वो लोग एक 4 बॉल से जीते हैं पे खेल रहा उन्हें back in last ball of the sorry this is the 18th over this is the last pair that is batting for SuperTech 2 more runs added score moves on to 93
He came in to bat when his team was in trouble, 2 early wickets fallen down, and from there he's taken the responsibility of scoring
rocking
runs
back to
and
play that
that's
one
what
misses that one into the keeper's gloves Ranjit is batting 2 of 4 2 of 3 rather full toss plays it towards mid wicket and a chance and it's taken end of the innings 93 all out is what SuperTech is have not completed their quota of 20 overs
he brings up the century in style. 100 runs for Jeevan in this big final. What a player. Super performance in the super match.
21 is what Jaideep scored the highest scorer
Yes, you deserve a standing ovation, Jeevan.
welcome back to the run chase. Contrasting scores here at the Eagle Sports Club, where in the Achievers game it is SuperTech who managed to score 93, and in the championship game, which is the adjacent ground, Petrofac made another 100 plus, 193 in the 20 overs on the backdrop of a magnificent 112 by Jeevan Gangadharan. So OiLSERV risers, not a very difficult task to overhaul this 94 in 20 overs, whereas COMPINES Arabia have a task on hand when they come in to chase down that 193 against a disciplined bowling attack Petrofac. While that game still is yet to start, we have our batsmen of OiLSERV risers coming in for the last time in this tournament. Umair and Kapil to start the innings for their side, and Anshul Srivastav, the captain, is going to open the bowling. Umair a left-hander and Kapil a right-hander. Akash, क्या करें, रेडी करें कि क्या करें? 2 मिनट वेट करें, चालू है? 94 is the target in 20 overs at the rate of 4.70. Have a look at the field for the left-hander. We have a slip in place. We have a gully. We have a point. We have a short cover mid-on, mid-off, square leg. 2 men outside the boundary on filing and third man. Upping him on the patch. Umpire unmoved. What is it? Could be. Could be the impact outside off. Could be the bat. An animated Bruno coming in from mid-off. Loses his cap. Hat. Loses his cap and his bandana. But umpire unmoved. Early signs of a bit of nerves, if I can put it to. You have to face the ball, face it up front. Again, don't play against the line. This time trickles it down to fine leg. The man there doing the fielding. 1 run completed. Do they want to come back for second? Kapil lucky that the communication was sent to him at the right time. Else could have been a false start. He could have been on his way back without facing a ball. So 1 run on board. And the chase underway. The Oil and Gas Premier League Season 2. This is the final day. We had 2 finals earlier in the day and 2 more that is going to conclude in a couple of hours from now. What has been a 6-week extravaganza of cricket. Every week these 8 teams have been playing a game. As Kapil plays this one towards mid-off, no run. All the teams participating in every week, irrespective of the results, which has been a good sign for this tournament. It's just a matter of where you're placed at the end of the tournament. Is what is this, as Anshul bowls this one down leg side, will be called a wide. And score moves on to 2. Same field for the right-hander with just the mirror. The fielders coming instead of from the leg side, moving on to the offside for the left. Plays this towards, covers. Jaideep, the fielder there, misfields that one. Allows the second to happen and probably can come back for the third. A late decision by both the batsmen. So the third run does not come into play. It is 2 runs to the total score. Moves on to 4. Remember, they need 4.70 per over at the start of this inning. So they just have to keep their calm and just play their 20 overs to overall the score. They don't. Good ball this time. Anshul inviting the drive, but not much feet movement by Kapil. A ball into the keeper's gloves. Vivek Kumar Yadav, who's keeping stumps for his side, has done a good job behind the stumps in the games that he's played so far. This time missing that one, and the batsman not up to it for that single. End of the over, 4 for the loss of no wicket at the end of 1 over. Bruno to partner Anshul with the new ball. It's a test of his character with not many runs to play with. How does he start off this game? He is expressive, he has his heart on his sleeve, he likes to bowl pace, but again he needs to make sure he's bowling it in the right channels. Bruno bowling to Umer, who's on 1. Plays this towards gully, a risky single, and in the end, shy of the man, shy of the stumps. So 1 more run added. Score moves on to 5. Again, these are not those risky runs that they should be running. The ball's going to nip around a bit for the first few overs, and after that, once you get your eye in, you can just play through the line. And bowled him. This is what I was talking about. When the ball's nipping around, you don't play across the line, you play in the line of the ball. So the first wicket down at the score of 5. So Oli strike for SuperTech. Bruno gets a wicket of the second ball he's bowled. Brings Subbu Parley on to strike at the center. 5 for 1. Subbu on strike. And he's being LBW. Batsman saying that he batted that one. But 2 and 2. The umpire has given that, and you have no reason to stand there at the center. All of a sudden, they're 5 for 2. On a hat trick, Arun comes to the center. This game has come alive right in the second over of these run chase. 4 runs of the first over, a single of the first ball, and then 2 to follow. Asking for a caught behind, and excitement. Excitement in the air. There was a chance of a hat trick, but too close to comfort for Arun. This chase is far from easy. To look from the outside. On the pads, balls are down leg side. 2 more runs. The total score moves on to 7. These runs are going to help their cause, because at the moment they are 7 for 2. 18 extras is what switches back to over the wicket. Defense is back. Bowler does a fielding of his own bowling. No run there. Nine for 2. Another dot ball. Tucks him up, but he managed to play this one towards square leg, and a single being taken. Score moves on to 10. Ten for 2, plays this down towards mid wicket. There's a single there. Score moves on to 11. 11 for 2. down leg side will be called a wide. Score moves on to 12.
So we are back with the run chase. Cummins Arabia chasing a target of 194 runs. Both the opening batsmen Syed
12 for 2 in 2.4. Fifth ball of the third over. We're in the power play outside the off stump. Plays it late after the ball had just passed him, so no chance of the ball catching the edge. Last ball of the third over coming up. We're in the power play. This is the last power play of this game.
nicely played towards the
Edge that
boundary.
one, but
Easily able to stop that
wait
ball.
for the umpire signal. Was it off the bat?
And single run taken. So Syed Ali Raza is off the mark.
Is off the bat is what the umpire says. So 13 for 2 at the end of 3 overs.
Delivery in this run chase. And in the bowling department, Ashok bowling right arm, medium fast. Outside the off stump once again, a diving effort by the keeper to stop that ball and run at it in the form of extra. Score moving into double figures and 10 for no loss. Only 2 deliveries being bowled in this over so far. This time on the leg side, and once again wide signal by the umpire. So Ashok missing out his line in the first over.
उसको अगला ओवर नहीं मिलेगा, फिर जीवन और वो दूसरा आएगा. बॉल नया बॉल है उसको.
Once again, wide delivery called by the umpire. The score moving on to 12 for no loss. Only 2 legal deliveries done in the over. Check this shot at the last minute to show. Played straight to the mid-off fielder. No run allowed to be taken there. Cummins Arabia are off to a very good start. Thanks to all the extras. Once again outside the off stump. Wide is the signal by the umpire.
Bruno to continue, wanting a single, risky one. Too late call for that, so no run there.
This time he's on target and played on the back foot. One single run helps him open his account, Kishore. So 4 balls done, 15 for no loss, Cummins Arabia.
Bruno onto the pads, will not get that. Absolutely no way can you get that.
On the pads and give So first damage in the first over for Cummins Arabia as well. Opening batsman Syed Ali Raza. He has to walk back to the pavilion. He's out. Leg before wicket. 15 for 1.
Score moves on to 14 with that leg by. Brings Arun on to strike. Down leg side will be called a wide and they scamper home for another single. 2 more runs added. Score moves on to 16 with 8 runs coming in the form of extras. Another wide ball. Score moves on to 17 with another wide to the total. The man at point, but no run there. Arun not ready to take that risky single, and Umair missing out on a full toss. It could have easily been dispatched towards the cover boundary. Decided to play with the open face of bat, so they ended up playing it to his point. There's only a man at short covers. Once you beat him, the ball's gonna race through the turf towards the boundary. More better off playing it straight rather than square.
Ball, wide delivery, and that ball goes to the third man boundary for 4 runs. So 5
Again
runs
plays
added
it towards the
for
man at short
extras.
covers.
And score keeps on moving in this first over.
3.4 overs completed. And another wide to the total score moves on to 18 with 10 extras.
A big appeal once again for leg before, and the umpire is not convinced. He's not given that out, and that brings an end to the over. But that's a very good appeal by the bowler from Petrofac. He's already got a wicket, and an expensive over comes to an end.
Another full toss goes begging. These are runs that can be taken with the field in the circle. There's always an opportunity when you open your arms and you start playing those strokes. There is no point just hanging around and playing those full tosses into the hands of the players. You have to score when you have that opportunity, and so far OiLSERV Risers have only been able to get those 18 runs courtesy those 10 extras that they have. Other than that, they don't have much to say. As another drive and the end of it over. 4 overs gone, 18 for the loss of 2 wickets. First change coming up, Deepak Odhrani, the bowler. $18 for 2, Deepak Odhrani. Arun plays this one outrage of the bat and a single completed. A wild throw, well covered by the man at short mid wicket. Score moves on to 19. Change in the field. Huh? Now the dot ball. He's 5 of 17 balls so far, 16 balls rather. It's another dot ball. It's now 5 of 17. Wants to drive this one, but unable to get through the short cover area. Third time that he's played this ball. Score remains on 19. He's already bowled 4 balls and given away wicket, given away just 1 run. This time decides to go over the top. This is what he should be doing. He has the license. The field is inside the circle, and all you need to do is beat the man at short covers, and you're gonna get some runs. He's already got another first boundary for himself. Score moves on to 23. Last ball of the 5th over.
So we are in for the second overs play. COMPINES Arabia already on 31 for the loss of 1 wicket. Is the second last delivery of the second over in progress. Kishore and Manish Dipani both the
23 for 2. Last ball. This time drives this towards the man at long off. It gets a single. He keeps strike. End of 5 overs. 24 for the loss of 2 wickets. Current run rate 4.80, required 4.67. Needing another 70 of another 90 balls.
at long on in position to stop that ball. So single taken, strike rotate. That's the end of 2 overs. 32 for 1 is the score. COMPINES Arabia need another 162 runs of 108 balls. Current run rate of 16 and
Double change. Bruno off the attack. Jaideep Odrani comes into the father and son duo to operate together. This is very, very rare in cricket where you see a father and son who share the field in the first place, and second when you are sharing the ball together. Plays this towards short, fine Umer, no run there. He moves on to, he's now into double figures. Down leg side is called a wide. Thinking that that was an edge. The umpire says this one's down leg side and a wide. 11 extras in the inning so far.
end of 2 overs, COMPINES Arabia 32 for 1. And in the bowling, they've called Jeevan to bowl the next over. The guy making the century in the big finals.
This one down leg side will again be called a wide. So another extra to the innings. Score moves on to 26. Will be called a wide again. So Jaideep too making the mistake of bowling wides. Another run to the total. Score moves on to 27. 3 wides on the trot. In the air, wide of the man it covers. Goes towards wide long off. So there's a single there. Score moves on to 28. Brings Arun on to strike. He defends that one. Not interested in the single, so dot ball. Arun plays it back towards the bowler. No run there.
Not giving any chance to the batsman to score big shots. This time, a short pitch delivery, hook shot played by Manish Dipani, and coming back for the second run as well. Nice running between the wickets.
Full toss. Easy pickings with the field inside the circle. Still, this one's going towards the boundary. So a freebie, and he makes good use of it. Score moves on to 32. And Arun moves on to 6 of 7. .32 for 2. Plays it with soft hands, and they complete a quick single. Score moves on to 33. End of 6 overs. It's a mixed sort of power play. 33 for 2. 10-15 रन और खींच लेता था कि क्या हो रहा है, प्रेशर डाल रहे हैं अपने पे। और फुल टॉस है तो भी पॉइंट की तरफ खेल रहा है, कवर पावर मार कवर को सीधा, गलत ही खेलते हैं।
50 run mark there, 53 for the loss of 1 wicket.
42 for 2.
Overs to go in the power play. And
Single plays to a short mid wicket. The
front so that it becomes easy for the later batsmen to come in and chase
score moves on to 43.
in this big final.
Another 51 more of 75 required. Down leg side, the keeper misses this one. We'll wait for the umpire signal. First of all, let's see if they cross over for the second. No, they don't. It's off the bat. So 1 run added. Score moves on to 44. Missing that one. So does the keeper. No run there. 44 for 2. Last ball of the over coming up.
Start of the new fifth over in progress now, and Mohammad Salman is being called.
This time into the pads. Down leg side. End of the over. 8 overs gone. 44 for 2. Current run rate of 5.40 required for.
Misfields, and they've run the first single quick enough. They're coming back for the second run as well, and easily completes the second also. So that's good awareness by both these players. Kishore and Manish, they are building up a partnership of 41 runs in just 20 deliveries. This was a good shot.
Deepak to continue. Ranjit, the man who's coming off the field.
Picked the ball one bounce and returned it back to the bowler.
Deepak to Arun. Plays it towards short mid wicket and wanting a single. Umair took off but rightly sent back because Ahmad Ansari is a very good fielder. Safe pair of hands and a quick mover on the turf. So no run there. Score remains on 44. Plays it back towards the bowler. No run. So he remains on 9 of 13 balls. Umair batting 19 of 31. This time drills it down the ground. The man at long on. Bruno moves across the turf well and keeps it down to a single. So Arun moves into double figures. Score moves on to 45. This partnership 40 or 42 balls.
Played straight to the cover fielder and sharp fielding there. Once again, short ball, no run allowed.
Plays it towards gully region. No run there. Deepak has already bowled 2.4 overs and given away just 10 runs. What is Captain Anshul will be looking from him is get a wicket or two. Because if the batsman stays for the entire 20 overs, this score can be overhauled. And a single being taken. And a risky single completed. 46 for 2. Last ball of the 9th over coming up. Another over.
Is not able to control his line here. Mohammad Salman into his first over, given away 7 runs so far. 2 more balls to go. Cummins Arabia a 60 for 1.
Last ball of the 9th over. Plays it back towards the bowler. Stops it with his own foot. End of the over. 2 runs coming off it. 46 for 2 at the end of 9.
This ball was outside the off stump. Let that go straight to the keeper for a dot ball. Doesn't intend to play that delivery. So one last ball to go in the 5th over. 60 for 1.
Sobra is the new bowler.
Leave this one in the air, but no fielder in the deep. The fielder had long off trying to chase that one, but the ball is quick enough and crossing the boundary fence for yet another 4 runs. So what a super start that is for Cummins Arabia in this run chase, a massive target that the team is chasing, and they are 64 for the loss of 1 wicket at the end of 5 overs.
46 for 2 after 9. Last over from the Desert Road end. Starts off with the wide, so 1 more run added. 15 extras in this score of 47 so far. .47 for 2. Plays it down to a short third and a comfortable single taken. Score moves on to 48. 46 more. 65 balls, 64 balls. 46 more. 48 for 2. 1 run down towards long off for a single. Score moves on to 49. For 2. Last ball of the over. In the air towards short mid wicket, and they complete a single. Anshul doing his best to try to take it one bounce and throw down, but he misses the ball. So the 50 coming up in 9.3 overs.
The entire tournament that Cummins Arabia and him have played this season of Oil and Gas Premier League. So Walid, welcome. First of all, I'd like to ask you how's been your experience throughout this Oil and Gas Premier League season 2?
Onto the pads, plays it down, shot fine by the time Deepak fields, wait for the umpire signal. It's off the legs, so it's called a leg bite. Doesn't matter, score moves on to 51. 2 more balls left before we go in for the drinks break.
Overall, it's been a really, really good tough tournament. Intense competition.
51 for 2. 2 more balls left in the over.
Right, so
Plays it with soft hands towards point. No run there.
throughout this entire tournament, a lot of players in your team have contributed towards the success, and the team has reached the finals as well. So what's your take on the team that's reached the final and still battling out in the final game today? So the tournament for us has been really, really good. It's not that we've relied on 1 or 2 players.
On pass, over the man, it's short mid wicket. 1 run completed. Easily will come back for the second. Score moves on to 53. End of 10 overs. 53 for the loss of 2. Needing another 41 runs of the remaining 10 overs. 53 for 2. We're into the second half of this innings.
84 balls.
Jaideep Odrani coming from the commentary box, and Arun drives this one towards long off for a single. Score moves on to 54. 54 for 2. This time onto the pads, and he swings this towards the square leg boundary for another 4. Score moves on to 58. He moves on to 28 of 38. His second boundary, apart from the maximum that he scored. SuperTech managed to score only 5 boundaries in their innings. So far, OiLSERV have scored 3 boundaries on a maximum, and they still have a 36 more runs to get to win this Achievers Trophy. Jaideep interested for a second, but not to be much better ball this time. Not under the pads, but outside the off stump.
Dot ball to start with. Once again, a block hole delivery. That's the kind of
Drives this one towards short covers. The moment is up, he drives that one, but he needs to punch the one a little bit more. Just play it to the right or left of the fielder rather than playing it straight to the hands. That's when you'll get those opportunities for 1 and 2 and chip the score down as early as possible. Don't go down to the 20th over. This time much better. Drives it. The man at point misfields there. That's what I was talking about. Drive it a bit hard. If it goes to the fielder, that's fine. But if it's a little bit here and there, this could race away towards the boundaries. So one more run added. Score moves on to 59. Last ball of the 11th over coming up. Man at mid-wicket, just a few paces inside. Full toss, and what a way to take a cotton ball. A tall guy gets down a little, and then is a lean boy, so that force took his hand back, but made sure that he had his hand behind the stumps. So cotton ball to complete the over. 59 for 3 at the end of 11.
Kishore will be on strike. Playing on 38 not out of 27 balls. 2 boundaries and a maximum to his name already. Played that last delivery towards the long off region for yet another single run. So one last delivery to go in the 7th over. Manish Dipani will be on strike. Trying to go for a big shot there. Block hole delivery. Unable to connect that to bat. And that's the dot ball to end the over. 7 overs done. COMPINES Arabia are 81 for the loss of 1 wicket.
Mansoor Abbas coming at number 5 at the fall of Arun's wicket, who was cotton bowled of the last ball of the 11th over. He's out for 12 of 19. Umair on strike. Plays it towards short mid-wicket. A risky single. By the time the bowler feels that, Sobra, the fielder bowler, a single scored. Score moves on to 60 for 3 in 11.1.
So first delivery of the new over.
Mansoor Abbas to take strike for the first time. Sobra, the bowler, in the air, over the man, giving the man 61, needing another 33 more of 52 balls. 3.81 is the required run rate. Drives this one towards the left towards the cover region. One more run added. Score moves on to 62, and he moves on to 32, 31 or 43. Women's का ना?
This time a straight shot played. He had targeted the umpire. Umpire to take evasive shot played. He had targeted the umpire. Umpire to take evasive action there.
Mansoor plays it down the ground, takes a single. Score moves on to 63.
Kishore, he's a man in form. Scored 46 runs already, 5 boundaries to him. 89 for 1 coming to Arabia. This match is going to go to the wire.
63 for 3, 11.4. Edges this one, ball going towards the third man boundary. Nobody there, the man there at deep gully has to just retrieve the ball. Score moves on to 67. And Umair moves on to 35 with that boundary. He's 35 or 44 with 3 boundaries to his credit. They need another 27 more or 49 balls.
Manish played that one straight, fielded long off, fields that ball nice and easy. One more run added, and end of 8 overs, Cummins Arabia are 91 for 1. They need another 103 runs of 72 balls.
67 for 3. Wide down leg side will be one more run added. Score moves on to 68. 26 more. 26. 68 for 3. Last ball of the over. Drives towards short covers, trying for a run out. There's nobody there. What should have been a dot ball now results in another couple of more runs. Absolute silly cricket from the fielder. There's half a chance. He needs to score, stop every run that's possible. $70 for 3, needing another 24 of the remaining 48 balls.
So Ganesh Veeran, he's come back to bowl his second over. First over was pretty effective. Only 3 runs he had given. Now in the second over of his spell.
Bruno comes into bowl. His 2 overs have cost 8 runs and got 2 wickets.
Manish Dipani playing that ball straight once again. And he's played to Jeevan. What a good throw that is.
Starts off with a wide, so one more run added.
Single run allowed.
Score moves on to 71.
Block ball delivery. No room to free his arms.
$71 for 3. Edges that one, racing away towards the third man boundary. Score moves on to 75, needing another 19 more runs of the remaining 47 balls. Mansoor moves on to 6 of 3.
Coming down the track and hitting that one straight. Jeevan making full effort of stopping that ball from going to the boundary. So one more single run taken here.
Defeat on every occasion But now the last two games they come back and they win on en route to win the Achievers Trophy. Bruno bowling his heart out, putting that effort, diving to his right to stop that ball from crossing him. So dot ball. .76 for 3. Drives this towards covers and a quick single completed. And a misfield by the man backing up allows that second run to be completed. Score moves on to 78. Another 16 more runs.
This is a good shot coming in. One bounce collected by the square leg fielder, Manish Dipani, making full effort to score some big runs. 10th overs play in progress.
Down the leg side will be called a wide. Score moves on to 79 with that. Another 15 more runs.
An appeal for leg before. Bowler feels confident, but umpire says that's not out.
Nice. Again trying to bowl him round the legs, but not to be another wide. So score moves on to 80 with that wide. 14 more of 44 balls. सेलिब्रेशन इसका अच्छा ये बैट्समैन को बहुत पास आता है ब्रूनो. अभी तक अगर विकेट मिला ना तो भी चला जाएगा भले हार रहा है. Takes a single down to mid-off. The man at short covers coming to his left to collect that one. One more run added. Score moves on to 81 as the wind has started picking up, as the sun going down. It started getting a bit more cooler and the ball's nipping around a lot. Although the ball's not new, but still could do a bit of the air, as we see a bit of a sandstorm also starting to kick up.
This time on the pads, and the single gets commensurate here to the 100.
Full toss, plays it back, the fielder, bowler misfields, and one more run added.
They are playing with a current run rate of 10.53.
Score moves on to 82. 82 for 3. Needing another 12 runs of the remaining 7. Bruno has finished 3 overs, given away 20 runs, taken 2 wickets. Jaideep Odhrani to continue. His 2 overs is 15 runs.
Down the leg side, and Kishore wanted to swing that, but anyways he's going to get it firmly on the wide, so that's 5 runs for extra.
Mansoor.
Still 2 more balls to go to finish the 10th over here.
12 more runs required of 41 balls. Second ball of the over, 82 for 3. Missing that one. And another dot ball. Plays it with soft hands, goes towards square leg, another single, score moves on to 83, another 11 more runs required. And OiLSERV risers are winning this on a canter unless we see a turnaround on things. SuperTech need to still believe that they can make a match of this, asking for a caught behind.
So big wicket coming in, partnership broken, 92 runs partnership of 54 balls. And that's broken by Sandeep Shalak in the 10th over.
83 for 3.
Wickets now. Cummins Arabia.
Cuts this one towards the third man area. The fielder giving the chase, but the ball wins the race.
Partner well, he scored 80.
And he now moves on to 44 of 50 balls. He had a slow start, but then carried on. His 4 boundaries with 1-6 takes the score to 87, needing another 7 more runs. The required runs is just in single digits now. "14 overs completed." Ansar Ahmed coming in to bowl the 15th over, gives away a single of the first ball. 6 more runs required of 35 balls. Comes down the ground, plays a handsome stroke. Is that it? Yes, it is. And OiLSERV Risers win the Achievers Trophy with by 7 wickets and 34 balls to spare. And Umair compiles a well-compiled 50 of 52 balls. So it all now is the last game that's by the adjacent ground between Petrofac and COMPINES Arabia. COMPINES Arabia have just lost the 2nd wicket, but this match is far from over. While we come back as players handshake, SuperTech winning this game by 7 wickets and landing their hands on the Achievers Trophy. We'll have the presentations coming in very soon.